Okay, so writing is a process, and in revision you get feedback, and writing is usually a somewhat social process too. I mean, you can write solitarily, you can write by yourself, but ultimately through their lives, most people find that it's helpful to get feedback on their writing. And in professional and business contexts, you will get feedback. Maybe not explicitly, say on the sentence level, kind of grammatical, the way that most people think about feedback, but you're when you get feedback about your ideas, you're also getting feedback about your writing because our ideas are often communicated in writing in the workplace. So this is something really to think about. It's like maybe your ideas will be better received at work in your new project proposals if you work on how well they're written and how clearly and concisely and how it's structured. Okay, so let's go back. Kill in the revision process, you sometimes have to kill things. And and this is the old like mythological ideas too. You have to die to be reborn and the phoenix and wonderful. Okay, great. Maybe I don't always like applying these sorts of things, but this seems to be true about writing too. It's like when you're working on a piece, it's like you have to cut out the parts that are unnecessary, the mortifying wounds, for the and add new things onto it. That doesn't work either. Okay, so that's the revision process. And then lastly, it's like, okay, then edit again. So what have we done in this one, say, case that we're hypothetically talking about? We've drafted it, we've revised it, we've edited it, we've sent it to a supervisor, we received feedback, we revised it again, we've done a final edit to check for those glaring errors, make sure there's nothing embarrassing, make sure even the file name is titled something appropriate. And then we send it back to our supervisor who does a final check, and then the supervisor takes the PowerPoint file and goes to the board meeting and does a great job, and yay, okay, you've done a great job too. And then they come back the next day and say the board meeting went really well, great job, on the presentation, so on and so on. Now, what's the alternative? What if you had done none of that? What if you had just typed out your ideas the first time into a PowerPoint? You didn't rearrange anything, you just let it go, you just kind of let it free flow. Very few people have the kind of innate ability to just create something that's structured naturally and effectively the first run of things. Some of you can, but I would say by and large, most people cannot do this. And objects, it's hard to say improve, but they become more informed. Pieces of writing become more informed the more they're revised and thought about and receive feedback. New angles, new perspectives, new data get input into an idea, into a piece of writing. Whereas, versus say if you're just writing it in your own little bubble. So this is a video about the writing process. There's tons of research about this. I have not even touched the surface of some of the really interesting, like rhetorical, pedagogical, the study of, composition. There's lots in there to dig into that we may talk about at some point here, but that's not my interest today. It's to really talk about what is a, say, practical writing process that you can use in the workplace. It involves working with others. It involves revising. Start with a draft, then revise it, then edit it, seek feedback, seek input, revise again, edit, publish, right? There's really 4 steps: draft, revise, edit, publish, or push it out into the world wherever it's going. But you may find yourself hopping back and forth between 2 and 3 and even 1. You may have to redraft new sections, say, of a paper, or redraft new sections of a PowerPoint or a business plan or whatever it is you're working on. So the writing process demystified for you today. This is how you do it. Get a draft out, a sketch, an outline, your ideas on the screen. Revise it, strategically rethink what should be where, and what would be the most effective data to use, and what would be the most effective evidence, and how should it flow together, and should the title change, and what if we use a different color on this page, and where's the graph for this or that. Then edit it. That's your line. Editing is the line by line and the typographic and the grammatical and spelling, everything. Look for the kind of glaring errors that stick out to you. Look for the glaring errors that stick out, pop out at you. And then finally, send it to the right person and to the right place and at the right time. Isn't this interesting? I've read some studies that show that more people open emails on Thursday than any other day of the week. So that has huge implications for email marketing, the kinds of companies that send out say even something like a political campaign, they might have a million emails that they've collected. They're sending out emails from, say, the Bernie Sanders campaign. It's like, what is the best time of day to send out an email? Well, that depends on your subscriber list, and maybe even different sets. You could break your email list into different sets, like which ones open emails at 2 p.m. and then send it to them at 2 p.m. and which ones open them at 6 p.m. and in which time zone. I'm getting a little far away from what I'm talking about, but you have to know where and when and how to publish or send the piece of writing so it ends up in the right place and so that it connects and effectively communicates the message that you intended in the first place, or as best as you can. Take care of yourselves out there. Thanks for tuning in. If you like the things I'm doing, stick around. Like a video. It's really helpful for me if you like, thumbs up, give a like to the video, because it influences the algorithms that YouTube uses to spread videos and show them and recommend them to other people. So if you thought this was useful, share it around, like it, subscribe to the channel. Appreciate it. I'm doing this for fun. I'm an assistant professor of writing, but I want to help other people out in the world too, and so far it's going well, and people are getting something from these videos, so I'm going to keep doing them. Take care of yourselves, drink some water, eat some vegetables, relax a little bit, breathe a little bit. That's one misconception people have about me, I think, is, it's not all about business and money. That's actually very little of what concerns me mostly in the world. But it seems to me that it's a crucial step in life to become successful to the degree that you can take care of yourself. And that's really what I'm helping people do. It's like understand personal economy. How do you figure out what's going in and what's going out? It's more than personal finance. Like, you have to take care of the management of your life, because there's clothes and media and entertainment and relationships and vehicles and money too, and work, a career, education. It's like all of these kind of bubbles that all of these threads that you need to weave together to make a good life, say, or a life that isn't full of terrible pain and suffering. And that's really what I'm trying to help people with. It's like, get your foot in the door, start getting good at something, and take care of yourselves by using practical, real skills. It's like, you can do this. You can do it. You'll be all right. Good luck.